This working? Is this thing on? Hello, internet? Are you on, internet?
Is working? Is this
Okay,
thing on?
audio's here.
Hello?
Hello. Great. Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Whoa. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. My name is Andy Zhu. You guys haven't been here before. Welcome to Gen Z Rebuilds. I'm your host, as always, here to talk about real estate, finance, money, cryptocurrency, whatever it is, and however your heart desires, right? So that's what we're here to talk about. We're talking about Gen Z, right? The future, and looking at the future with a younger perspective, right? And how we can take control of our money and our finances to rebuild the world and our wallet, right? That's what we're here to do. I appreciate everyone stopping by. For those of you who have been coming here before in the past couple of weeks, I'm sorry for taking a couple weeks off. I was sick, really bad, but otherwise we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to catch up on over the last 2 weeks that I have not been around, and mostly that starts with the cryptocurrency market. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions about what the hell is going on with the wild world of crypto, especially with the wild world of Doge. Says you can't win. It says, are you buying Dogecoin? Party Mama. Hi, Party Mama. Nice to see you. Andy, missed you. Thank you. I missed you too. I was really sick. I think I worked myself to the bone over the last couple of weeks. I was completely out of it last week. Or 2 weeks ago, I got wiped. And then last week I got my vaccine. And so I got wiped again in my second shot. So that's why I've been out of commission, right? So I appreciate everyone coming back in, but you can't win. Talking about, am I buying Dogecoin? That's something that I definitely want to be talking about here. A lot. The Dogecoin phenomenon being, what the hell just happened, right? What the heck just happened with Dogecoin? And let's start with the backdrop, okay, of what's happening with Dogecoin right now, with the backdrop of what's happening with all the other cryptocurrencies, because that's the full context. Because if you're just getting into crypto, just learning about Dogecoin, you see that it went from 6 cents to a billion cents over the past few weeks. You're like, what happened? So to understand that, you have to understand first where we had been going before, right? Actually, over the last few months, Dogecoin has kind of flattened out at 6 cents, right? Doge had flattened out at like 4, 5, 6 cents was really the band that Doge was trading in. Hello, good sir, Droidman12. Nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. So that's where we were in Dogecoin, right? And it wasn't really moving anywhere until what happened? Till Bitcoin started staging its comeback rally. Bitcoin went from 50 grand, trading about 50 grand, to over 60 grand, to 63, 64 was, I think, its peak. Maybe it hit 65, I'm not sure. And then Ethereum was trading at like 16, 1700, all of a sudden went to 22, 2300, right? So over the past 2 weeks, that's been a huge impetus in the cryptocurrency market, mostly from consolidation of all these past people finally saying, hey, I think we've kind of hit a floor. It seems like cryptocurrency becoming more stable, and with all the announcements that have been coming out, and I apologize, I haven't been here to tell you guys and keep you guys up to date with all the announcements of what's been going on in the overall crypto market. But what has been going on in the overall crypto market? China announced that it's going to be pursuing a central bank digital currency, a CBDC. China's literally announced that they're going to study a way to do it, and they're like going to be pretty much the first legitimate country to do it. Venezuela wanted to do it, but like Venezuela doesn't count as a country anymore. I'm sorry for my Venezuelans out there, right? It's pretty much a failed state, unfortunately, now. So anyway, the point is to say that China is like going to be the first major country that's going to have a central bank digital currency. So that was huge news for the cryptocurrency market, as well as the fact, OMG, hey, Aloha Mermaid, hi, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you guys. So the point there with China is that as it's a central bank digital currency, that really gives some huge weight to institutional adoption. Plus, you had the fact that, you know, MasterCard and Visa and all these other places are finally consolidating around cryptocurrency, and all the big companies are consolidating around cryptocurrency as we want to get in. So we finally had a kind of breakout rally from the stagnation where we were for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and really Cardano, Polkadot, all these other top coins as well, right? We had a breakout into the $60,000 range for Bitcoin. And after that, only after that, did Dogecoin start coming up, and we got my boy DMX here playing, right? R.I.P. Gotta talking about, gotta live like the dog. So talking about the dog, old Doge, we gotta look at where it was. It was at 6 cents. Now it's obviously gone up way more than 6 cents. It's recently been at 30 some cents. Jerry Corral 72. Hey bud, Silver Blue Vet, Doge. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about Doge. We're trying to figure it out. Doge. So what is going on with it, right? It's mostly, as I've said to you guys before, what is Dogecoin? It is a meme. It is pure meme. It is like the purest form of meme energy distilled, right? Tony Lynn. Hello, Tony Lynn. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you coming back, as always, right? It is the purest form of meme energy distilled into a financial instrument. And as I've told you guys before, right, whether or not you want to be buying into Dogecoin is heavily, heavily dependent on, do you believe in the culture and the idea behind it, right? That's what I've always been saying here. And mostly, for me and for most people out there, I always have been saying that I think most people aren't in the culture, right? Most people are just, if you're only trying to make money, right, don't buy it. But if you believe in the culture, if you believe in hodling to the moon, then go for it. And those people, right, have been rewarded. Caltex Tech, hello, howdy from Texas. Jerry Corral can't move forward. What do you mean can't move forward? Jerry Corral, I must have missed the other comment that you had. But so that's what I've always been saying about Doge. And so guess what? Obviously, I've been telling people it's risky. Of course it's risky, but I guess, the memers won out in the end here, and they have been shooting this thing to the moon. And not only has it been going to the moon in terms of price, but it's also massively, massively increased in volume. So that's important to think about too. When you're looking at these meme stock plays, and Dogecoin, we can kind of lump in there because it is a meme cryptocurrency. You have to look at the volume of the trades that are going on, right? And the reason why you need to look at the volume of trades that are going on is because that will help you determine whether or not this is something that's going to be sustainable. Oh, you signed up for Voyager, used a P.O. box, can't move forward, have a ticket made for it, huh? Do you have to have a real address, like a non-P.O. box, Jerry Corral? That might be the reason. I don't know. So I don't know. So that's something to think about, is looking at the volume. And when we go look at the volume charts of Doge, right? Go and look at the volume charts of Doge. You're seeing Doge, the volume skyrocketing, right? And so here's where we're at. We're at 30 some cents right now. It's been bouncing up and down. What an important thing to watch for tomorrow is, Serge, what do I think of Safe Moon? I don't know much about Safe Moon. I have heard people tell me it's a scam here in the chat, and I don't know. I can't tell you. Rob Mart, thank you for the presence, my friend. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate you. Y'all make me so happy. I'm glad to be able to help you out here. So anyway, the point here with Doge, right? The important thing to know for tomorrow. Today is April 19th. Tomorrow is April 20th. What is the date of April 20 when you write it out? It is 420, right? 420, okay? And where are we at in the Dogecoin price currently? We've been bouncing around. Gabriel D, what up? Jerry Corral says, yes, Voyager needs a physical address. So I don't know how to get out of there, Jerry. So I don't know if you can transfer to get to your real mailing address. I'm not sure. So if you're in the 38 cents range and tomorrow is 420, people have dubbed it Doge Day. Pezzy Sue says, hi Pezzy Sue, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate you coming back. I'm sorry, I've been out of commission for the past couple of weeks, right? Is it a good idea to buy Doge this high? And Balisman status says to the moon. So here's what I'm going to say now and what I'm going to always been saying, right? If you buy into Doge, you have to understand why people do it. If you are buying in only to purely speculate, do it with maybe a very small amount of money, max. But a lot of people are buying in with a lot of money, with real money, and I don't advocate for that. I really don't. unless you believe in the community. You have to understand why people are fired up about it, because they worship our God, Lord, and Savior, Elon Musk, because they're like, I'm going to follow him to the ends of the earth, right? They're going to say, we need to push Doge to $1, right? And then you're in the Reddit forum, you know all the memes, you get all the energy, you're wrapped around inside of it. That's when you buy Doge, because for Doge to have a legitimate outlet, right? You bought $50 at 5 cents because your daughter thought it was cute. So you've done some okay, right? And like, look, $50 is never going to hurt anybody. If you want to throw $50 into something like that, fine. But when we're talking about real, like, kind of $1,000 level, like, this is where I'm trying to caution people in, right? You're in 20K Bossman status, so that's huge. So Bossman status is in 20K at 5 cents, right? At 5 cents. What? It hit 5 cents? Gosh, that's a lot. I did it hit 5 cents already? I didn't think it did. So anyway, the point is like, for Doge to have an outlet, this is what you need. You need so many people owning so much Doge. There has to be an outlet for Doge to, like, externalize its value, right? What were I saying to watch for tomorrow, 420, Shayna Williams? It's because everyone's been watching what's been happening with Doge. Tomorrow is what people of the internet have been calling Doge Day, right? Have been calling Doge Day. And this is kind of what I'm saying. It's like, if you're coming to me to learn about the latest things about Doge, you're probably not steeped enough in the culture. And not to, like, diss on you, Shayna, or anybody else, but you're probably not steeped enough in the culture to know what all these people are doing, because they adopted 420, smoke weed every day. Yeah, hey, right? As Doge Day, tomorrow Tuesday. So it's probably going to make a strong push to 420, to 0.42, right? That's what people are going to try to push it towards, because it's for the meme, it's for the lulz, and people will do anything for the meme, right? So the question is like, but the thing is, in order to make money in Doge, you're only selling it to someone else who's buying it at a higher price currently, right? And that's the problem. That's the problem with Doge, right? You guys can, I'm happy for people who are about Doge, who believe in it, who love it, to embrace it, right? But we have to also acknowledge its flaws too. So what are the flaws? The flaws is that if you make money in Dogecoin, the only other people that you're making money from is other people. Been at 40 cents all evening? Yeah, we're bouncing in that range, right? I saw it hit back to 37, 38 like an hour ago or something, right? So the only people you're making money from on Doge when the price goes up is other people who own Doge, right? That's what you have to understand, is if you buy at 1 cent and someone buys at 2 cents, Rob Mart, thank you again for the presents, my friend. Much love to you. So if you buy at 1 cent and someone else buys at 2 cents, it's just someone else giving you their money. And then 2 cents to 5 cents, 5 cents to 10 cents, 10 cents to 40 cents, 40 cents to the moon, right? So the question is there going to be more and more people buying at a higher price, right? That's what you have to believe in, right? Super White State is like buying a low cap stock. You have to, there has to be more and more people that you believe in your mind. If you're going to make money from Dogecoin, right? That there's going to be more people buying this coin when it goes higher. And Willie Hess says, but it's like that when you buy stock, it's the same thing, no difference. So Willie Hess, let's talk about the difference there. Let's talk about the difference, because I do think there is a difference there. And Bossman Status says, do I believe there's a cap to blow up? And isn't that the same way for all crypto? Independent Skywalker. So Independent Skywalker and Willie Hess, let's talk about those differences, right? So what is the difference between a Bitcoin right now and a Dogecoin? There's 2 differences. Number one, Bitcoin has a definite supply and demand chain. There is a limited, finite amount of Bitcoin that can be mined, created, and there is an unlimited amount of Dogecoin that can be created. That's one problem, right? When you have limited supply and increasing demand, right, for something like a Bitcoin, there's only ever a capped amount of supply. right? So that means that as long as we're increasing demand, the price should eventually go up. That's not necessarily true for Dogecoin because it is unlimited in supply. There's unlimited inflation in Dogecoin. That's number one. Number two is actually, you guys are kind of right, right? You guys are kind of right. There's not a lot of difference between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Now, there is a difference I will articulate to you guys in just a second between Dogecoin and other cryptos. But between Dogecoin and Bitcoin, apart from that supply issue, there's no inherent difference. The only difference is that people value Bitcoin because it was the number one, right? It was the original. It has that like cult following behind it, right? It has that, people want it to be part of the first. I mean, cult following, just wanting it for intrinsic value nature itself, that's part of it, right? That sounds a lot like Dogecoin. Dogecoin has the same thing, cult following, intrinsic nature, people wanting to be behind it. But what Drew Anderson 29 is pointing at is where I'm going. Platforms to buy it, number one, and institutional support, number two. And this is what the case I've been making against, about Dogecoin for a while. In order for Dogecoin to make it to where it's actually making you guys money beyond just you making money from other people, you need the money from institutional level investors. That's where, really fundamentally at the end of the day, all the money is. Those guys, whether we like it or not, they control things. The reason why Bitcoin is at a much more stable place than it was a few years ago, Bitcoin now versus 2017, is that we have massive companies. We have Tesla, MicroStrategy, Square, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, all investing in and around Bitcoin, right? That's huge. That's a really important factor because now these companies have them on their balance sheets or are exposed to them. And Wall Street, right? JP Morgan says, I want to be investing, wants their clients to invest in Bitcoin. Wells Fargo, same thing, right? This is important. So now we have an institutional outlet for the money to go to. So it's not just me and you, retail traders, right? Not just me and you, retail traders, but it's also the institutional outlets. Now, that's the problem with Doge currently. And the thesis, the pitch, you have to convince yourself or make to me, right? And if you convince yourself, then great. But I want you guys to be sure of your convictions, sure of your understanding about it, right? If you think that Doge is going to be taken up by those big corporations, right? If you think that there's going to be a Dogecoin exchange traded fund on the stock exchange, or you think that, if you think that PayPal and Square are going to allow you to start using Dogecoin, or you think that JP Morgan Chase is going to allow their investors to invest directly into Dogecoin like they're doing with Bitcoin, then you have a reason to convince me, right? I am a little bit more cautious on that, right? Okay, and now, Willie, you're saying we have Mark Cuban on Tesla and Dogecoin. Like, you have Mark Cuban and Elon, right? But come on, those guys aren't the same as old money. And that's what we need for it to become much, much bigger, right? We need that old money. When you convince me that the old guys in the suits on Wall Street with their briefcases that barely know how to use a cell phone will get behind a cryptocurrency with a picture of a dog on it, then you've convinced me. My problem is I'm having a hard time seeing that. Like, there's a difference when you have Mark Cuban and Elon Musk, two of the most forward-thinking tech bros out there, right? Those are very different sort of clientele, right? It's a start like Bitcoin. It has to start somewhere. Willie has. I agree with you. I agree. So that's the question is, will it get there? I think it has a harder chance to get there than other cryptocurrencies. That's one thing. And the second thing so you said, hey, and what's the difference between a Dogecoin versus a Bitcoin? So there's really not much other than the supply, demand, and then being listed, also being accessed on major cryptocurrency exchanges. Not being on Coinbase is a big problem. As people who have been in my chat often will understand, like, having access to be able to invest in these cryptocurrencies is another reason why they are spiking so much now. Compared to 4 years ago, it was way harder to buy crypto 4 years ago than it is today, right? It's much easier today. And because of that, crypto can sustain a higher price, right? When Ripple was delisted from Coinbase, it lost a lot of value. When Cardano was added to Coinbase, it gained a lot of value. Dogecoin is not on Coinbase, where the majority of the US consumers are currently buying cryptocurrency. That's a problem. And they have indicated that, at least for right now, Coinbase has indicated that they're not going to be bringing Dogecoin to it. So that is a problem, right? And when I'm bringing up these problems, right, I'm not trying, if you believe in it, that is your call, right? I just want you to have a full picture, because for you to be able to invest in something and have convictions in it, in despite of, perhaps other facts, but as long as you can take them into account and say, hey, this may be true, that may be true, but I believe because of this reason that it's actually still going to succeed. That's how you work on your investment theses, right? That's how you work on becoming a better investor, right? So that's what I'm trying to challenge you guys, right? And intellectually, why would Elon Musk talk about Dogecoin? The problem is, it's like Elon hasn't yet, to me, with Elon, he loves to meme about it. He's a big meme lord. He's Tony Stark, but in real life. My problem with Elon is that he hasn't yet actually put his money where his mouth is. You put Dogecoin on Tesla's bank sheet, like the fact that Tesla bought Bitcoin. If you put Dogecoin on Tesla's bank sheet, I have a different story. I'll change my mind. Like, I'm not afraid to change my mind in the face of the evidence I need to change it, right? He's only memed about it so far, right? But I haven't seen it yet, right? Anyway, that all being said, there's a couple more things I want to touch on here. What is the difference between owning a stock versus owning a coin, right? And you said, hey, you're only making money on Dogecoin currently by selling it to other people who are buying at a higher price. Yes, that's true. Same thing for stocks, technically. But owning stocks is owning a percentage of a company, technically, right? You own a percentage of a company. So at least, in theory, your stock is backed by, hopefully, a company that's out there making money. Dogecoin has no such thing. And that's what I said before. If you're investing in Dogecoin, you own one Doge. You are, what do you own? You have one unit of meme energy. There's nothing behind it except for the community. It is only the community behind Doge that owns that. So theoretically, right? Theoretically, if the community went away, Dogecoin's value would go away as well. Because there's no company. It's not earning money. It's not like a financial business, right? So that's the thing to understand about Doge. If the community goes away, then it's zero. That being said, the community is very, very unlikely to go away, right? I don't think the community is going to go away. I don't think it's going to disappear. I don't think that everyone's going to stop looking at Doge. The meme energy is strong. GameStop was resurrected from the dead several times. And I didn't think the Wall Street bettors were strong enough. Like, despite me supporting it, I own a share of GameStop. Still, I own my shares. Bought at 380. I'm a diamond hander too. So I get it. But the point being said is that, like, you have to believe that this community is so strong. It's going to continue. It's going to continue holding it up for other people, right? So I want everyone here to make $1 billion in Doge, right? I want that to happen. But in order for that to happen, to me, in my opinion, and I'm just some kid on the internet, so take my word for as it will, right? But in order for that to happen, I have to see the institutions, the big banks, real companies putting their money where their mouth is and actually buying it. That provides you with an outlet to actually value Dogecoin as something in the real world outside of itself, right? I wish I would quit butterfly kisses for Anna. Oh, I'm sorry, butterfly kisses. I'm still here. Anyway, that's one thing. The second thing of comparing Doge to other cryptocurrencies, is that other cryptocurrencies have a use case, have a value proposition. This is also something I talk about here all the time. when we're looking at investing in crypto, we have to understand the value proposition. We have to understand the value proposition of why does something exist. Now, this is why Ethereum, Cardano, and coins like that are probably in the long run stronger, potentially stronger than a Bitcoin. Because the problem with Bitcoin is all it does is it is like a digital piece of gold, right? If people value it, it has value. If people don't value it, it has no value, right? And I don't think that it's going to go to zero. I think that is very unlikely, but theoretically it is possible. With Ethereum and Cardano and Polkadot and all these other coins, Basic Attention Token is one of my favorites, right? Stellar Lumens, Ripple, whatever. They have a value proposition behind it, right? Value proposition behind it. And the value proposition for something like Ethereum, right? For something like Ethereum is that we can build decentralized applications. Decentralized applications such as, all of these NFT stuff that we've been seeing, right? Built off of the Ethereum blockchain, right? Where we have actual pieces of technology that are using the Ethereum blockchain to serve as their basis for essentially their code, more or less, right? So that's a use case for why Ethereum actually exists. If we look at something like Stellar Lumens or Ripple, it is a quick and easy way to transfer money overseas. It has an inherent piece of value, right, outside of just meme community energy. Outside of meme community energy. And that's something important, right? If we look at something like Basic Attention Token, it is the economy unit for the Brave browser so that they can track and manage advertising sales, right? If we look at Crypto.com token or Binance token, it is the utility token for that exchange platform so that you can lower your trading fees, right? So that's the important thing to understand about these value propositions, right? So again, we're articulating here, what is Doge's value proposition? What is Doge's value proposition? And when you're investing in it, I want to make sure you guys are importantly understanding that, right? It is only the community value. There is nothing else. And that's not inherently a bad thing, but you have to realize its limitations, right? And understanding its limitations is going to better help you understand where it can potentially go, right? So if we have this community value, right, potentially we can drive it up to 40 cents, up to 42 cents, which it has done. Obviously, this community value is pretty strong, right? This community value is pretty strong, has a lot of value, has made people a lot of money. That's great. That's a good thing. But how long does that last? And I'm not sure how much of this, right, is currently people who truly are true believers in Doge versus people who are just in it to make a quick buck. Because when you see it starting to fall heavily, the people who are trying to make a quick buck head for the sidelines, right? That's the thing you have to understand. When people see these things going up, you have several different constituencies, right? Several different stakeholders. You have your core believers, you have the early adopters, you have like the people just behind them, late adopters, then you have those people who are trying to chase the tail right as it's going up on the parabolic curve. Those people are going to be easy in, easy out because they don't believe in it for the long run. So that's what you have to understand. You might believe in it for the long run. You might hate it. I don't know. But if you do believe in it for the long run, you have to understand that right here at the top, there's going to be a lot of people who don't. A lot of people who bought in and are going to try to just sell for a quick profit. And especially if they see it go down, right? If they see it go down, they're going to get out quickly. Miwarda, thank you for the flowers. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. So they're going to sell out, and that's going to cause more people to sell out and cause a tumble, right? If this is your first time in a hype, media, meme-driven rally event, if you guys haven't been here since January, since I've been covering these things, please, like, understand, at some point it's probably going to have a massive sell-off again, right? And that's not because I want it to. I want it to go up forever. I really would. I want GameStop to go up forever. I want everything to go up forever. That would be great. I would love for that to happen. But I want to caution you guys and say, hey, let's take a step back and say it may happen, right? It may not. I can be completely wrong. I'm just an idiot on the internet, right? I could be speaking completely BS, right? So the question is, it's like, do you trust my logic, my theory, my philosophy behind why I'm trying to say these things? I'm not trying to make you not earn money. I'm trying to help you make sure that you're making prudent investment decisions with your money when you're at that point, right? And having a huge community with it, wouldn't it look appealing to the big guys though, says me Warda. Of course. I mean, that's important and that's huge, right? That's important to have that huge community. So the problem is, I think that the inflation issue is a problem for me, and it's always going to be a problem. Like with Bitcoin, you own one Bitcoin, there's only so much Bitcoin that can ever be mined. And there's a potential for Dogecoin to set a limit to inflation. The developers could change it. They could stop inflation. If that happens, I think that's a game changer. And the second thing that happens is once a big company decides to buy Dogecoin, I think that's the second game changer. Because it's one thing for Mark Cuban to say, I'm going to accept Dogecoin at Dallas Mavericks games, but it's not actually them accepting the direct Dogecoin at Dallas Mavericks games. They're just allowing you to transfer your Dogecoin into US dollars at the Dallas Mavericks games, right? Which is very different, okay? Because, and it might seem like a distinction without a difference, but that means is that even though Mark supports it, and I support it too, I love that it's teaching people about crypto, but the difference between him directly saying, okay, you can give me 10 Doge for one ticket to get into my game, versus you can give me 10 Doge, which will turn into $1, which will turn into a ticket to get into my game, right? The difference there, me Warda, thank you for the confetti. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm helping. Is that he's not actually holding on to more Doge. If he's really truly believing in it, he should be accumulating more and more Doge, right? He should have bought $1 million of it when it was at 6 cents. So my problem is always these guys who are memeing about it. Just put your money where your mouth is. Actually take it. Actually, like, hold on to it. And I'm not seeing evidence of that happening, right? And so I would love for it to start happening. And I think that once it does, things change. But as of current evidence right now, that's a different story, right? It's a different story of what's going on. Xbox LS, secure the bag. Thank you, my friend. I haven't seen you for a minute. Does Pro love that shirt? Yeah, Johnny Cash. We're talking, how do we get that cash, y'all? Do I know about Hexcoin, Divine Thix? Divine Thix, I haven't looked into Hexcoin. It's something that I can try to look into. But hopefully, right, that overall understanding of what's going on with Doge helps you a little bit. So, someone asked, what do I think it can go to? I do think, so given all of this thing that I've said, right? Given all these things that I've said, is that I do think it will probably push to 42 cents. Like, if it hasn't hit it already, it's going to push there tomorrow. Tomorrow is Doge Day. People are going to rally for it. People are going to throw lots of money into it. And they're going to try to push it for it. And it might break out a little bit. But I'm afraid, guys, that it's already been going on for a few days, for like 4 or 5 days, this huge, massive rally. People's attention spans are short. You are in the investment. Anything is possible. It's true. Anything is possible. I don't know. But I want to caution you guys as saying, maybe, even if you believe in it for the long term, me, Warda, thank you for the hearts. And you actually believe in the community. That doesn't mean you can't also be smart and take some profits, right? I want you all to make the real mad money, right? So it's not a bad thing to take some profits, even though you believe in it for the long term, right? Making some money is never a bad thing. And as I said, it is likely once it hits that psychological barrier of 42 cents, and this is why it's important to hit that psychological barrier. We talk about investing, and I cover on this channel here why these psychological barriers are important, right? Why these psychological barriers are important is because human beings are the ones who invest. And this is why we try to understand psychology. It's because human beings, us, unless you guys are robots out here watching from the Matrix, we're humans. We're humans. And humans make emotional, silly, irrational decisions sometimes, except for you. I know you always make rational decisions. You never make a mistake, right? But me and the rest of the humans, we all make weird decisions sometimes. And we make decisions based off our emotions. And we like things that have nice round numbers. So when people look at OMG, tomorrow 420, smoke weed every day, right? And we see Doge can hit 42 cents. We're like, OMG, 420, 42. It's the meaning of life. It's crazy. It was meant to be. It's God, right? So that's what people are going to be thinking about. And I think that will trigger a certain amount of people to start taking profits, right? Is to start taking profits. And if people start taking profits and people start to fall, and those people who came in late, who don't believe in it for the long term, they're going to start selling out. It's going to have a massive crash. That being said, if that doesn't happen, if it breaks 42 and it keeps going up and it stabilizes, that thing's going to probably hit 50. It might hit 60, right? That's the big key, is watching this 42 cent breakthrough point, because it could happen either way. Some people could go in there, start taking profits, cause a panic, and cause people to sell off. But if it doesn't, if people hold the line, it will go up. Now, the question for you to answer for yourself is how, and me, Warda, thank you for the presence. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Is to evaluate what is the risk, what is the likelihood of those things happening. Me, Warda, you're going to break my heart. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Thank you so much. The difference is the risk, right? Is the risk of is it going to fall versus is it going to continue to go up? So that's the question you have to answer for yourself. And it's something that you're going to have to pay really, really close attention to your phone tomorrow and to close attention to your trading portfolio tomorrow, because that thing can turn on a dime. That thing can absolutely change immediately, in a heartbeat, in an instant. I'm Just Buzz. Hello, my friend. Long time no see. Nice to see you. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm Just Buzz. We have a lot of comments in the chat today, guys, by the way. I usually try to answer all of my comments, and I think the people who are around a lot know that, but like, we've had a lot of comments here today. Me, Warda, anytime, I appreciate everything you're saying. You're helping you understand how the system works. I thank you so much, me, Warda, and thank you for all the gifts as well. I'm glad that helped you. One Pistolero, thanks for your advice from LA. I appreciate you. Where's the Latin Beats, Caltex Tech? We gotta look. Our boy DMX passed away a week and a half ago. I wasn't here on live to say RIP, right? So that's where he is today. I gotta give a shout out to my boy DMX today. Got a ton of viewers today, Xbox LA. Yeah, I know. It's because we're talking about Doge. We're talking about Doge, so that's why we're doing good, huh? Stop the Stupid 2.0 says he's keeping it real. If you have some Doge, take some profits and keep some else in there. I think that's what you would do, right? If you're a really long-term believer, it's not a bad thing to take some profits, right? I took some profits on my Stellar Lumens when it went up a lot just this past couple weeks. I love Stellar Lumens. I'm waiting to buy it again. I want to buy it again, right? But I'm not afraid to make some money too on the way up, right? Because long term means I'm in it for the long run. I can make in some trades in and down of a while. Okay, sounds good. Next session, back to the Latin Beats, Caltex Tech. Absolutely, we'll go back to the Latin Beats next time. Jamzers123 is asked about SafeMoon. Jamzers, I don't know much about SafeMoon. I have had a lot of people in the chat tell me it's a scam, and usually if my chat is telling me it's a scam, it probably is, because everyone's trying to shill whatever like they think they like here. But enough people have asked about Safe Moon. I'm gonna make a deep dive video about that. Let me write that down. Is that I think that it would be important to like go through Safe Moon and go through all the intricacies and in and out so that I actually have something to talk about to you guys, right? Okay, what happened to the 51% attack on Ethereum? Damien Lefricade, I didn't hear about that. As again, I said, my brain for the last 2 weeks has been like 50% shut off because I've been sick. Priscilla PC says it's a sketchy sign up. Okay, for the Safe Moon, maybe so. What about Shiba Inu? We love the Shiba Inu. It's in our Doge, right? Bossman Status says you're a risk and leave your money and not take profits. You believe Doge will blow up bigger than you know. Bossman Status, for your sake, I hope you're right. Right? So you've listened to all my statements, right? And if you're still secure in your belief, that is called being an investor, right? And learning to stick to your convictions. And sometimes, the thing is, you have to understand, sometimes you will be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. But when I am wrong, I try to take what I learned from my previous mistakes, reapply it to the future, right? And so I hope you're not wrong. I hope it does go up. But if you are, right? I hope you can use that as a lesson and say, what should I have done differently for the next time in this situation? Because you have the rest of your life to be trying to invest, to be trying to make money, right? And this is why I like to tell people about how, a lot of the people on TikTok, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people on Twitter say, you need to invest in this thing now. It's going to double tomorrow, going to quadruple the next day. It's going to 10x the year from now, right? And it's lame of me to say, and it's like big okay boomer, and I'm Gen Z rebuilds. What the heck, okay boomer, for you to be saying like, invest in the long term, guys. But really, like, you don't need to double your money tomorrow. You don't need to 100 times your money tomorrow, right? Like, we have a long time to get there, right? We have years, hopefully, of our lives to get there. And obviously, everyone would rather be rich tomorrow, right? But we have a while to get there. Let's do it. Let's try to do it in like as an aggressive a way as possible without overexposing ourselves and over-indexing ourselves to too much risk, right? So that's my opinion. That's my philosophy. That's where I'm coming from. And so if you guys need a guy who's pumping you the penny stocks every single day, I'm not your guy. I'm sorry. What should you buy as a first-time crypto buyer? Hasimo79. Hasimo79, here's what I always recommend as a first-time crypto buyer. Go sign up for Coinbase.com. Get your free $5 of Bitcoin. Take those quizzes and you'll get some free information about these different cryptocurrencies and you'll get some free crypto. And also, throw $50 into Bitcoin, throw $50 into Ethereum, and then choose another and go down the list and then study another altcoin. And there's so many. Just pick one, pick a couple and study them, read their white paper. What a white paper is essentially explaining why does a certain cryptocurrency exist? What value am I trying to add to the world? What do I want to do? It's like a pitch deck for a company, essentially, is what a white paper is. Go read that. It's on every cryptocurrency's website. And pick one that you like, throw some money in there too, and then stop. You throw $100 and some into those three, and you stop. And you just literally don't touch it for a few weeks to a month. Because in that month time, that portfolio will go up and down so much, you will lose your mind and you'll grow gray hairs. Because that's what happens in crypto. It can go up and down 10, 20, 30% in a day. If your Dogecoin, it will go up 100% in a day, right? That will happen. But as a first-time crypto buyer, the more important thing is to learn to manage your emotions, right? We're talking about people panic selling Dogecoin if the panic sell comes, right? Managing your emotions. You don't want to be the guy who's panic selling, right? And I've been there, done that. And it's hard not to because you're humans, right? We're talking again, at the end of the day, we're humans, right? So you need to learn to manage those emotions. That's why I say people who are first time trying out, literally put it in there, don't touch it, learn to watch it, see what triggers tend to make it go up and down, right? Feel the heartbeat in your portfolio when you're like, see your portfolio drop 20%, and then when you see it go up 20%, feel the euphoria. Like, you've gotten through the emotions with a very small amount of money at risk. That will make you a better investor for the long run, right? That's what I hope. Hot Dog Pizza 91 says real estate question. Hot Dog Pizza. I love real estate. Let's talk about it. Xbox LS says you bought a Ledger X series. Nice. Good for you, Xbox Hella. What's your question, my friend? Let's see. So, when people talk about get rich quick, they're talking about scamming. You're talking long-term real. Thanks you, Xbox Hella. Yeah, hopefully people understand that, right? And me Warda, talk about when you see everything red, take it as a discount sale on crypto, right? Discount sale on crypto. Oh, and Hot Dog Pizza 91, you have 800K in equity, several single-family homes. What should your next move be? Me Warda, so I want to say two things real quick, and then Hot Dog, I'm going to get to your Hot Dog Pizza. I'll get to your question because that's a long answer. I do want to say right now, guys, I think all the other cryptocurrencies selling off is a big opportunity. I'm looking to get in and stuff. Like Cardano, y'all. Remember back in the day, I was telling you guys, I was trying to buy in a Cardano at $1. And then I said, okay, it's probably too greedy to buy in at $1. I'm trying to look for $1.10 now after it's being listed on Coinbase. Well, guess what? Cardano fell from like $1.45 down to like $1.15 right now. It's $1.16. I'm looking at it right now. It is so close. I am so ready to buy in. Like, this is the cool thing, guys. When you guys are becoming more sophisticated investors, you see the red, you actually are kind of happy. You're like, red? Great, I can buy more. And when it's green, good, my portfolio went up, right? Like, I've been waiting for a while to re-enter, right? And I'm trying to get into there, and we're close. We're really close. So, discount sale on cryptocurrency. Monitor the other cryptos as well as Doge pretty heavily over the next few days, and try to figure out, hey, what price point would I be comfortable investing in? And then if it hits that price point, go ahead and pull the trigger. Do it. Just do it and stop thinking about it. Because you saw Bitcoin at 65 and now it's back down to 54, right? And remember, two months ago when Bitcoin hit under 40, people were like, oh, it's the end of the world. I'm going to die. Guess what? It rallied back up. This is what happens. This is part of the cycle, right? If you're just getting started, you haven't experienced the cycles, you haven't been in there, you haven't seen all these changes happen, right? Upriver Studios says Stellar Lumens did well. Hi, Upriver Studios. Nice to see you. And yes, they did. They did very well. I was very happy, right? So, but if you haven't been in the trenches, you haven't seen the cycles. But now we're at a start of a cycle. We hit a peak, and now we're falling down a little bit. Hopefully, for me, I want it to fall a little bit more, but you can think of it this way. When you believe in something for the long term, whether that's a stock, a company, or a cryptocurrency, is that when you buy it at a higher value, you're actually buying it with more risk. Think about that. When you want to make money, right? What is the ultimate thing that they always say? Buy low, sell high, right? Buy low, sell high. So when you're buying something that's price just went up, actually, you're buying higher, right? You're not buying low, you're buying higher, right? So it's actually more risky. The higher it goes, the more likely it is to fall, right? Because it has more room to come back down to earth. So the higher the value is, actually, the more risky it is. When the price falls, think about it this way, when the price falls, but you believe it in the company for the long term, that's just a short term, like people are misunderstanding the market value of a security, of a stock, of a cryptocurrency. Is if you believe in it for the long term. If you believe, I think this is worth more, when the price falls, then it means great. That means I'm getting an extra discount because other people are not seeing what I'm seeing. Cutie Cute, good seeing you. Hi, Cutie Cute, nice to see you. Right? So that's a way to look at it, is when prices fall, you're actually kind of entering these trades with a little less risk because it's much less likely to fall, right? The lower it is, right? Think about it this way. I buy in at Tesla at $100. Is it more likely to fall when it's at $100 or when it's at $600, right? When it's higher, it's more risky. So things that fall, if you still believe in it for the long term, that's great for you. So that's what I'll say about that. I will want to talk about user Quilero, user LT Quilero says hi user LT Quilero. I probably butchered that. It's too many syllables, right? Too many syllables that are coming up together. Anyway, Hot Dog Pizza said, Wayne Temple says everyone's supposed to buy 420 at 4:20 p.m. your time zone and buy 420. That's what I'm saying, guys. Watch out for Doge tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So, Hot Dog Pizza asked a real estate question, and believe it or not, guys, I'm a real estate guy. Woo, who knew? That's what I do for a day job. I work as an asset manager and an analyst. My position got upgraded in title only. Did not come with a salary increase. Tyler, if you're watching this, didn't come with a salary increase, but it came with a it came with a name change. I'm not just the analyst for a company, I'm their asset manager now. Anyway, the point being said, we're a real estate development company, and I value the reason where I bring my understanding of the markets to play is that I value long-term investments. I look at long-term strategies, population growth, where are the trends going? What is a good business? All these things are things that I take into account when I'm valuing our properties. So that's why, that's where I bring my perspective from to the marketplace. Anyway, for Hot Dog Pizza asked, he says he has $800,000 of equity, and I'm assuming you're a he. You might be a she, Hot Dog Pizza. So correct me if I'm wrong. Hot Dog Pizza says he has $800K in equity and a few single-family homes. What should you do? Ruby Maleficent says, hi, Papacito. Ay, mi amor, ¿cómo estás? Nice to see you. It's been a while. Hace mucho. Anyway, Hot Dog Pizza says, yes, he. Okay, perfect. He says he has $800K in equity and a few single-family houses. What should he be transitioning to? Man, you're pretty set. Like, you can do a lot with what you've got going on. If you invested in the right things right now, I mean, you could be looking at retiring pretty soon. And here's why I say that. I'd take about a third. This is my ideal portfolio. If I were in your position, this is my ideal portfolio. I'd have a third in stocks, right? And with those stocks, I'd probably split about 2/3 into index fund stocks. I miss you came by to say hi Ruby. Thank you, mi amor. It's been a while. I haven't been on for a few weeks, and I appreciate you stopping by again. So I would divide that a third into like the safer index funds, like just the S&P, something basic, right? I'd put a third into a stable kind of value stock, and I put a third into some growth oriented stocks. And you can look at Tesla's, you can look at Kathy Wood's funds, you can look at that kind of stuff if you want to make an easier decision on yourself, right? Split up your stock portfolio, diversify that. Then I put a third into crypto, right? I put a third into crypto, some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, and then another few cryptos of your choice, right? And divide that up. And then never look at that cryptocurrency ever again. Shut your eyes and don't look at that for 10 years, right? Just don't look at it. Don't look at it ever again. You're going to only bring yourself more heartache. And the last bit I would do, I would go out and I would try to buy a small multifamily building. Because with a few $100,000 of equity, you can buy a small like multifamily property, commercial property pretty easily. And obviously that depends on where you live. And you might have to use more of your equity if you're living in like California or New York, right? But you can pretty much buy with, let's say you put down $250 and it's a 75% loan. You can get $1 million property with only $250,000 down. That property, man, I'm telling you, it's going to cash flow you like $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Like, you can probably live a decent life, providing you don't have a family and kids, off of just that $40,000, $50,000 a year cash flow, just by itself. That's going to make you some real money, and that's where and that's conservatively. Like, if you buy a really good investment, you'll make even more. And so, I mean, if you transition your portfolio for right now into that kind of stuff, that's where you're going to do really well. And someone asked about tax purposes. Jasmine and Rallies. What about for tax purposes? So for tax purposes, what's great about real estate is that you can shelter a lot of your taxable income through what is called depreciation. This is the little known secret about why. Here's why real estate is a good investment. there's a few reasons. Number one, fundamentally, there's only so much land in the world, okay? And especially land in desirable locations. Even with the coronavirus pandemic, location is a little less important, but at the end of the day, stuff like houses, you still gotta have a place to live, and there's only so many places of land. That's why you've been seeing the real estate market being so crazy. Everybody wants a house. There's no houses, there's no land to put them on, even if the builders wanted to. Number one, right? There's a limited supply constraint. Number two, people need places to live. There's always a demand. Number three, it's extremely tax advantaged. And for better or for worse, our government was created by wealthy landowners, right? And, back in the day, mostly slave-owning landowners. And, who excluded everybody else but them. But the point being said is that the tax code is set up to benefit people who own property, right? It doesn't have to be this way. There's no reason why the real estate should have a bunch of benefits over another investment strategy. But the fact is that in our system of government in the United States, it does. It has a lot of tax benefits, right? So we have to accept that and learn about it, and it's because it's the rich people who write the laws, and they write the laws to benefit themselves, and rich people own the real estate. So the thing to understand that is you got to understand the rules that they wrote. Maybe it's not necessarily written for me and you to get ahead, but we can use those rules once we learn them, because you're not taught them in school, right? You got to teach yourself. That's why y'all are here, right? And then we can also bring ourselves and our families up, right? This is really what my whole channel is about. I want people to be able to financially empower themselves. So it's important to understand why that is, right? So real estate is extremely tax advantaged, and you have things like depreciation. Depreciation just means I own a building, and because the government said so, I can say that part of that building's value was lost every year. So let's say I own a house, right? A house is valued essentially on, give or take, a 30-year depreciation schedule. So let me say I buy a house, for 500 grand, okay? And then the land is worth 100 grand. So the house itself is worth 400, okay? So I can take $400,000 divided by 30. Let's just say $300,000, make it easier for my math. $300,000 divided by 30 every single year, right? So I can take, 10 grand in depreciation every single year and say, oops, I lost 10 grand this year. Did you actually? No, right? You value of real estate tends to go up over time, right? You didn't actually lose 10 grand, but according to the government for your taxes, you did. According to the government for your taxes, you did. So you can literally, there are people in my profession who invest in properties and report to the government that they lost money. Like the building will cash flow hundreds of thousands of dollars. It will make them money that goes to their bank account, but then they go to the IRS. They said, sorry, IRS, look at my tax return. I lost all this money to depreciation. It's so sad. And that's what they do. That's what they do all day long. So learning about that, right? Learning about that and understanding that is a cool thing about real estate. And that's why Hot Dog Pizza, if you're still here, it's I would totally look into that, because that can shelter a lot of your other income as well if you buy the right property. And so I firmly believe in real estate actually as one of the best vehicles for people to build wealth in. Leroy. Is that I3 Rice Leroy? I can't say. I don't know. Still here for sure. Okay, so does that help? So that's what I would do. Xbox Ella, thank you for the rose. Thank you, my friend. Depreciation and cost of maintenance are tax deductible. Jackfruit 888. Yep, absolutely so. So that's where, for real estate, I'm so in on it, y'all. I think that generally, the amount of wealth you can build in real estate is it's not as fast. It's not as fast as investing in stocks or in Dogecoin or in cryptocurrency. It's okay, right? But we're trying to. That's why I think let's learn about all of them. Let's learn about all of them together, because you can make quick money. You can make really quick money in Dogecoin or whatever. But let's talk about building long-term wealth, right? And that long-term wealth is essential for you to take care of yourself and for your family, right? That's why it's for. We're not making money just to abstractly make money. Making money is important to, help take care of ourselves, help take care of people around us, and give back, right? That's, at least for me. You can do whatever you want with your own money. I'm not gonna moralize upon you. That's what it is for me. So money it's not just to sit there, it's to have a purpose, right? So when we're learning about these different streams of income, right, these different investment strategies, that's what we're looking at. And so a regular person, me and you, right, we can go out, and here's how you do it. You go out and you get a W-2 regular salary job, because that's what the banks require. You work on your credit score. You go buy a house, or a duplex preferably, and you live in one of the rooms. You rent out the other rooms, rent the other side of the building. You have those people help cover your mortgage costs. And yes, you're being a landlord, but that's just part of the game, right? You're renting it out to other people. And ideally, you're not just renting it out to other people, but you're providing them with a very safe, affordable place to live, right? As well. That's the key also. It's there are good landlords and there are bad landlords. There are people who are out there to exploit every penny out of somebody, and there are people who are just trying to say, I'm just trying to take care of my own family. This is a way to invest. It's like a small business, right? It's a small business, essentially. So it's a way for yourself to get involved in a small business, essentially, that's government sponsored and has really cheap debt rates, especially if you can get an FHA loan. An FHA loan on your first home buyer property that is a 3 to 5% down payment. And come on, you can buy a $300,000 house, which is give or take median home value in the United States. And I know that's kind of meaningless because, if you're in California or New York, it's not a median home price. But give or take 300 grand is the median home value in the United States. 300 to 350. What's 3% of 300 grand, guys? 9K? $10,000? I'm not saying $10,000 is not a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's absolutely a lot of money. But $10,000 is an achievable amount of money. It is an achievable amount of money where we can go put as a down payment on a property, then own something that can hopefully appreciate over time, can be generating us wealth in the meantime, rent income in the meantime, pay down our mortgage, we get tax benefits out of it, and then we can hopefully look on to move to the next one, right? What if you quit your job because J-O-B, I like how you spell it out, because you make a lot of money trading? Can you still buy my duplex? Why not? Why not? You can do both, right? Why not? ¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? Real Anthony 7, do you need an LLC for investing in properties? No, Anthony, you absolutely do not need an LLC. Everyone's you need an LLC. You need to protect yourself, liabilities. First of all, if you guys, these people who are saying you need an LLC, do they invest in real estate? Come on. I actually invest in real estate. You guys have to know the stuff you're talking about. So I'm not trying to bag on you. I'm talking people who just kind of spit garbage out in the air. Anyway, the point is being said, if you're trying to buy a house, especially a duplex, quadplex, or 4 units or less, if you're trying to buy one with a regular loan, with a conventional loan, not a commercial loan, a conventional loan, you cannot buy it in an LLC. It has to be in your own name. Actually, that's today you learned, right? It has to be in your own name if you're gonna buy a house using a typical loan, a typical residential loan. And you want to do that. The reason you want to do that, right? The reason you want to do that is because residential loans are way cheaper than commercial loans, than business loans. Your residential loan, you can still go out and get a loan for 3% interest rate, which is close to free money accounting for inflation. It's very, very small amount. Once you account for inflation over the next 30 years, it's almost close to free money. So, you want that as much as possible. You want your residential loan. So in order to take out a residential loan, you cannot have an LLC. Now, if you needed an LLC, if you have a lot of properties and you're really trying to manage them into one location, into a business, you can consider buying properties in an LLC. But that's when you have a lot more money, when you don't care as much about saving every penny, and you have 5 or 6 properties already and you can't qualify for any more residential loans. You might as well make it an LLC. You can keep yourself a little bit more anonymous, keep yourself safer, but it doesn't really relieve you of much risk. If you're a bad landlord, right, and you do something wrong to your tenant, it doesn't matter if you're an LLC and you say, I have no liability here, or if you are, if you own it in your own name, right? It doesn't matter. They're still going to come after you, right? But that being said, even if you did want to do an LLC, it's not that big of a deal. To file an LLC, it would take me 20 minutes to go on State of Tennessee's website, because I live in Nashville, Tennessee. It would take me 20 minutes to go on State of Tennessee's website, go to the Secretary of State, say file for LLC, and I pay $300 fee to file it. I put in all my information, and I'll have my LLC registration within a few days, right? Literally, it's that easy. You just have to pay some money to the government. Like, it doesn't require that a lot of work. So even if you wanted to, don't let that scare you off. Like, I founded an LLC when I was 18 or 19. I had this idea, and I'll show you guys the shirt sometime. It was a really silly nonprofit idea. It's called Gains for Democracy, where I said I was inspired by the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm like, what if people did workout challenges to support voting rights? And if they buy my apparel and support voting rights. Anyway, the point being said, when I was in freshman in college, I started an LLC. I started a nonprofit, technically. It was very easy. It took me 30 minutes to file it with the government. You can do it too, as an 18-year-old idiot kid. It was a very bad. Actually, I mean, we sold some T-shirts. We inspired some people. I read a little newsletter or whatever. Anyway, there's a lot of lessons from that experience that I took away. But the point being said is that you can do it. You can do it too, right? It doesn't take you a lot of effort if you want to file an LLC to invest in real estate, right? Don't let that scare you, but you don't need it as well. You definitely, absolutely do not need that to invest in real estate. So don't let that scare you off, right? That's awesome. You did the same thing, made your own clothing brand, Xbox LL. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's you're like, what could ever go wrong? Juan El Chingon says, hello, my friend. Sheila COL, it's easy in Canada to open a holding company too? Yeah, it should be. Dennis Risponi, Andy, hi Dennis. It's good to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. It's been a minute. Oh my God, my voice. Yo, I've been excited today. I've been talking a lot. I don't know if you've noticed. so like and it's been a minute since I've been here. Dennis wants to know about XRP. Dennis, let's talk about XRP. We haven't talked about XRP today, and I know you guys. There's some other questions I've missed in here. So please bring me back. You guys are just gonna have to keep asking me because I've been falling behind today. I've had like about 100 million comments. Where do I live? Dubai Trading Company. Dubai Trading Company. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. That's why you see here my Johnny Cash t-shirt. I gotta represent my old boy Johnny, right? And obviously I'm listening to DMX, the most country artist of them all, right? Anyway, XRP's been doing very, very well, obviously. The reason is that it's inching closer and closer and closer to the decision that they're probably going to be acquitted, or just like the government's going to let them go, right? They had a big lawsuit. SEC had a big lawsuit against them trying to classify them as security. They are way, way likely to win. Now, I will bring back to my last stream where I was 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 Mondays ago, where I was saying, if I were in an XRP at 80 cents, I'd be taking some profits right now. Guess who's wrong? See, I'll admit to you guys that I was wrong, right? What's happening with 420 and Dogecoin? Tomorrow Upriver Studios has been dubbed Doge Day by the denizens of the internet, of the Doge denizens of the interwebs. We have designated it Doge Day, where we will invest 420, smoke weed every day, y'all, for the Dogecoins, right? And people are going to try to push Dogecoin because tomorrow is Dogecoin because 420 is YOLO swag weed, right? It's a meme. The end. It's like why? Meme. Anyway, for XRP, I was wrong. Y'all heard it here. I will admit it, right? I was like, God, 80 cents? It's like, I feel like that this is pretty good already. I would take some profits. And I asked you guys, and I remember exactly what I said. And we had some people in here with stronger convictions than I. And I said, what is the risk reward ratio versus what's the likelihood it's going to double to $1.60 versus stay here at 80 cents and then fall back down, right? That's what I was positing to you guys as a question. So let's take that actually as a learning moment here. Let's take that as a learning moment here of where we were, where my analysis was at 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago, right? And what happened to get it to $1.60, right? What happened? What happened in between? What the secondary thing that happened was not only that we had all that good bullish news about XRP, about Ripple, we also had the other Bitcoin and Ethereum also took off, because when Ripple was rallying, guys, go look back at the charts 2 weeks ago when Ripple was rallying, it was before Bitcoin and Ethereum also staged their own massive rallies. So that is the knock-on effect from Bitcoin and Ethereum bringing them up as well. So that being said, here's kind of the point of information that I'm taking away. So when Bitcoin and Ethereum rally, everything else tends to rally as well. That's kind of how the crypto market tends to work. Video pause, continue watching. So that's how the crypto market tends to work, is that when one thing rallies, especially the top line Bitcoin and Ethereum rallies, everything else tends to rally as well. That's just how it's been happening, right? So when we had the XRP rally already strong enough by itself, rallying on its own accord, without Bitcoin and Ethereum doing anything, once Bitcoin and Ethereum also started rallying, XRP really could rocket to the moon. It broke through $1, broke to 130, broke to what, $1.60, right? So it did really, really well. It did really, really well. And so the question is it going to keep mooning? If I'd say at this point we are close to a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. And again, I was wrong last time, but I didn't account for the fact that there would be another Bitcoin and Ethereum rally to push it to the next stage. And so that caused the evaluation to be different. And so next time when I'm thinking about that risk reward scenario, it's like, if Bitcoin rallies, then Ripple's also going to continue to rally as well. It's going to have additional knock-on upside, right? But if Bitcoin falls, then Ripple is more likely to also fall as well, because it's some knock-on downside. So I have to evaluate then the other correlations between that and what's going on with that with my Ripple. So that is something to take in mind, right? That is something to take in mind when we're looking at that. Now, if the SEC really is going to start coming out with their announcements soon, and I do think it's more and more likely by the day that Ripple's going to win. Once they win, if they win, that thing really moons. It's going to pop really, really hard and then probably fall, and people are going to take a lot of profits. People are going to take a lot of profits on it because it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. So how much more do you want it to go, right? Like, what is your current entry point? How much money have you made? How much money, right? How much money percentage do you think is an appropriate return level for you, right? And that's really where we are right now. Everyone in Ripple should be in the green right now. Hopefully, right? Because, I mean, gosh, Ripple was down at like 40 cents before. Now it's $1.30, and my computer just died. And I left my charger at the office, so it's very sad. No more music. But, so I'm going to have no laptop tonight. How can I work? How can I live? How can this be? Anyway, the point being said is like that's something to analysis. You understand that you need to get off Robinhood, but that's where your Dogecoin is? Jay Green, let's not talk about Robinhood, right? Robinhood was single-handedly the reason again, right? Dogecoin was staging a massive rally into the weekend, and then they shut down some and Dogecoin trading, because they couldn't fund the business. And I'm about to start ranting here, right, about Robinhood. Any advice were to move your Doge after you pull your initial investment? Actually, I mean, this is not helpful for you. I don't actually own any Doge, so I don't actually know where to buy it. So other people in the chat would be able to know. Oh dear, not a fan of HBAR, me Warda. I have been meaning to look into HBAR. I've been meaning to look into HBAR, but I haven't looked into it. Sup, yo, says slow trolling. Where do you buy XRP at? Dennis Risponi. Can you buy XRP on can't you buy it? You can buy it on the DeFi exchanges, right? On XRP. Can't you buy it on all the DeFi exchanges like Uniswap and stuff like that? Or am I wrong? I don't know where it is. And so Webull sells Doge now. Yeah, Webull is. I would pick Webull over Robinhood for sure. Uphold has XRP. That's right. Binance, me Warda. Okay, yeah. If you're not in the US, right? XRP on Uphold. There you go. See, we got the chat. We got the collective. Because I don't own XRP or Doge, so like I actually cannot tell you. Like I actually do not know. But anyway, the point being said, right? Rant about Robinhood, right? Why do we not like Robinhood on this channel? Why do I not like Robinhood? We've said it many a time, but I will say it again because it brings me joy to bring them hatred. I don't like to hate on people, only on bad companies, right? That's where my hate is directed to, is bad companies. Because come on, man. Like, if y'all are gonna play invisible hand game, I'm gonna invisible hand you right back. And Robinhood deserves to be smacked by invisible hand. The reason why, it's because Robinhood and the GameStop saga, right, was pretty much the number one reason why the GameStop didn't keep going up, right? They halted trading and then it fell because they're like, I wonder what happens if I make it so that people can only sell their GameStop shares. This is back in late January, early February, right? I wonder what happens if I can make it so that people can only sell their GameStop shares and not buy anymore. I wonder what will happen to supply and demand, right? Maybe, or if people can only sell and no one can buy, you wreck the demand and you increase the supply and you're gonna like cause that rally to stop and falter. Like, so that's really bad, obviously. And also, they're pretty much, in bed with, Citadel, which is their market maker, who gets all of their payments for order flow, right? That's how they make their money, is that they take all of Robinhood's actual orders, and Citadel's the one that actually routes it. So Citadel is the company that also, by the way, that bailed out Melvin Capital, which was the big short against GameStop. And now, to a lot of you here who weren't even back in that day, me Warda, thank you for the rose. Thank you, my friend. This is gonna sound like ancient history. I'm pulling out the ancient history books. This was late January, y'all, like 3 whole months ago. This is ancient history. So Citadel invested in Melvin Capital, right? Melvin Capital being the number one short against GameStop. And then, also they happen to be Robinhood's biggest source of income. Conflict of interest. Doesn't seem very good. So either way, so I come up with 2 conclusions of what happened when they shut down trading. 2 conclusions, right? One is they're in bed with the hedge funds and they hate you and you're really just a pawn for their use, right? And then they don't really care about the individual user. Okay, that is conclusion 1, why they shut down trading. Conclusion 2, which is what they claim, right? What they claim is that, we didn't have enough money to fund our users' transactions. This is what the people said on TV. But they only said this, by the way, after a strong PR press attack, and they didn't go out and say it day one. Because if they had said it day one, it would have been more likely for me to believe that that this is the actual reason, but they just shut it down and they didn't tell anybody why until the next day. Literally, I think it was the next day that Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, got on and actually said, hey, this is my reason now. This was always the reason. Anyway, he says the reason why is that we did not have enough money to fund all of our users' transactions. So, okay, you don't have enough money to fund my users' transactions. That means that I, as a client of you, right, and you are making money off me selling my orders to a hedge fund, I, as a client of you, cannot rely on you to fund my orders, right? I cannot rely on you as a business to actually serve my needs as a customer. So either they are a corrupt institution embedded with the hedge funds, or they are a bad business that has a liquidity problem and is mostly just marketing hype, and they don't have enough money to actually serve their users. So either they're an unethical and shady business, or they are a bad business that actually can't support what their users want and need, right? Robinhood. So either way, it's a company I don't want to be a part of. Because either they're bad and corrupt, or they're bad because they're incompetent. Either way, I don't want to be giving them my money. So again, what happened this weekend? This weekend with Robinhood, Dogecoin going up. What did they do? Slam them with that outage, right? Slam them with that outage. Hit the brakes on the Doge, right? They didn't hit it for as long because they raised some more capital. But come on, guys. It's like, you let this happen again? Tenchi 90, thanks. You're welcome, right? Like, I'll rant about Robinhood all day long, right? But it's like, you guys didn't learn your lesson from January? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you know? Oh, wait. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's what I meant to say. Fool me 3 times, ain't never gonna fool me again. So the point being said, me Warda, thank you for the presents. Thank you for the presents. So Robinhood didn't solve their problems. They literally had outages on Dogecoin again this weekend, right? So what is the problem here? They can't get their stuff together. Let's not give our business. Let's not give our business to this bad company, right? Oh, me Warda, thank you so much for the presents. You're making me so happy. So, Spaghetti Western Head, you hear what's happening? Spaghetti Western Head, I'm hating on Robinhood as the trading platform. If you're on Robinhood as the trading platform, I encourage you to move off of it because we think it is probably not a very good business, right? So, can you move your stock from Robinhood to something else, or do you need to sell it? Red Velvet 22. So here's the thing. You can move your stock from Robinhood to somewhere else. Oh my gosh, me Warder with 105 presents. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for helping me and supporting me here today. Right? Papa Joe, 1776. You know, God bless America, right? Is that 1776? Why? Spaghetti Western Head, what we're talking about is all Robinhood. So moving, guys, you're gonna make me blush, right? Anyway, I've already got the rosy complexion. I don't need to blush anymore. Anyway, the point being said is that you can transfer your brokerage account, right? You can transfer your brokerage account from Robinhood to other places. Papa Joe, slow trolling. Thank you guys. You guys are crazy. I'm glad I'm being helpful to you. And Cutie Pie, thank you so much. ASR Cutie Pie, thank you. So you can transfer your brokerage account from Robinhood to other places. But the problem is that it's going to lock you up. It's going to lock you up for 2 weeks, right? You can go into your settings and just Google transfer brokerage account from Robinhood to somewhere else. You can download Webull. I like SoFi. I don't know if they're accepting brokerage accounts, incoming transfers. But SoFi is building out a lot of functionality, and they're already a lot better than they were a few months ago. That's where I have a lot of my stocks. And if I want to do more advanced day trading, I'll do it on Webull. I wasn't a big fan of Webull at the beginning, but I have come more and more to support it because it does have pretty good advanced functionality. So you can transfer your brokerage account to them, but they will lock it up for a few weeks, right? They're going to lock it up, and you're not going to be able to make any trades out of that. So if you have a portfolio that you need to be monitoring, it's very risky, and you need to be able to get in and get out and sell within, a certain period of time. I would actually advise you, despite the fact that we don't like Robinhood, don't sell, right? For your own individual benefit, like, it's more important for you to keep your portfolio and keep access to your stocks. But if you can afford to, go ahead and transfer that thing. You don't have to just sell out. Right? You can move it to public. They'll cover the transfer fee. Dub C510. Okay, great. And Papa Joe's 1776. You're a big help to you. I'm so happy to help you, my friend. That's what makes me happy, guys. Vanguard, Party Mama, people saying public will do it for free if you have a $200 balance. Yeah, that's what people are saying. So public is good. I'm pretty sure Webull can take it too. I don't know if SoFi will take it. That's where I do my stocks. So But anyway, you can move that and you can be taken care of and you can get your money off of Robinhood. And hey, if you just have like one random tiny stock on Robinhood, they have to technically they have to technically manage your account in their server somewhere. So you might be adding to their database. Just never make a trade. Just never make a trade, and they're not actually making any money off of you, right? Let me, my friend. Am I in Canada or the U.S.? Me Warda. Thank you for the flowers again. Thank you. I'm glad I'm helping you, me Warda. I am in the United States. I am in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I was born and raised. Don't I look it, right? A good old country boy. That's me, right? So that's where I'm from. That's why I live here. I went to high school here. I went to college here, and I'm working here. So I will probably be here for a long time. Except I don't know if I told you guys. Oh, I probably did. When I'm going to June in Puerto Rico. I'm going to Puerto Rico in June, and I'm going to be there for a month. So your live streams coming up in June are going to be from Puerto Rico, from PR. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You're just a good old boy. Yeah. Don't I look the part? People always surprise. I'm because there's so many people moving into Nashville. I'm the Nashville native, y'all. What are my pronouns, bestie? 72. I'm he, him, his. 72 Wallaby Street, Sydney, right? 72 Wallaby Street. Yes, he, him, his. Most other brokerages charge 75 transfer fee if you have less than 25K in your account. WC510. Wow, that's a lot. Where's my cowboy hat, cutie cute? I don't own one. So I actually really want to invest in one. I think it would be really funny. And so I'm on a big tangent now. So my boss is investing in a custom cat company. And they make really cool, awesome cowboy hats. I think it would be really funny to buy a custom cowboy hat, but that also has a little bit of like the Asian the Asian rice hat thing like going on with the point, but also it's a cowboy hat. Man, no one else in the whole world would ever have a hat like that. And for good reason, because it would be horribly ugly and atrocious. It would look awful. It would look so bad, right? But that doesn't mean I wouldn't wear it every single day. I would totally wear that thing every single day because it would be, you gotta have some branding, right? You gotta have some branding, right? A hybrid, exactly. You gotta have some branding. No one else would have anything like that, and for good reason, for very good reason. But if someone knew how to make one that looked halfway decent, I would pay for it. Thorn of the Rose, I'm sure you'd look cute and oh, thank you. So anyway, sorry for the tangent. You would so do that, LOL, me Warda, yes. You all know me too well. I mean, come on. You gotta take life a little less seriously. It's how I like to say it. I want you to take your money seriously, but take your life a little less seriously, right? Like I'm totally happy to like go out and be kind of silly because oh my gosh, think of all the conversations I could have on the road with people. People would look at me, they'd be like, "What the heck is he wearing? What the heck is he wearing? How can he stand? Oh my lord, like how can he stand to be out here like this?" Like people offend some genteel sensibilities is what I'm all about. And a sunshade, says sub chat. Yes, exactly. Extrovert here? I guess so. Am I an extrovert? I don't know. Yes, bright little soul. Yeah. You always thought I was in Canada for some reason. LOL, never ever been. I have not been to Canada. No. I am a Southern boy through and through. With a travel pillow built in. Pezzy Sue, you know me. You guys know me. Where's my travel pillow? It's downstairs. That's my second brand. It's the travel pillow. I love those things. That's why I got this. You gotta have good back support, y'all. Gotta have good back support. Take from me. I have arthritis. Okay? At 23. So it will catch up to you. I've been advanced. My back has been advanced 50 years into the future, and having good posture and good support is good. Anyway, I don't know if I still have any questions to answer for people. I know a lot of we've been kind of rambling about my own life, and I know that's boring for a while. How can I use TikTok in the USA? Is it not banned? IBM Mark? No. It never went through. The ban never went through, and neither did the merger. Neither did the merger. Like, or I think it was Oracle and Microsoft wanted to buy TikTok, but the merger never went through. What do I think about Acorns? I have an account and I've been thinking about closing it. Samuel 101. So Acorns is the thing that automatically invests like cents and like rounds up your transactions, right? And automatically invests. Samuel, there's nothing wrong with Acorns. Really, there's nothing wrong. I think the point of Acorns is to kind of get you guys to do automatically what I try to preach, right? Just get you started. You're not gonna make a lot of money in Acorns, and because it's really just to put some change, some spare change into some stocks, right? And you're never really going to make a lot of money that way. But it's to get you started, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing. If you want to keep it on, I mean, like, how much of your spare change is going to end up in there? It's like you're not going to lose a lot of money doing it. Well, it's fine to have as like a way to have recurring buys into the stock market, right? If you need Acorns to set up your recurring purchases rather than on another app, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's just not it's not something that's ever going to take you like all the way to the next level, right? But that's not a bad thing either. That's not a bad thing, right? Don't forget curling pointed toe cowboy boots. Yes, I do need some of those, right? Used to get upset when everything goes red. Now you're more excited than anything. LOL, me Warda. Yeah, hell yeah. Bye. Papa, what do I think about SNDL, Juan El Chingon? Oh my gosh, Juan El Chingon. We haven't talked about Sundial for a minute, y'all. That's how you know. And see, Juan El Chingon. Let's talk about that real quick. Sundial is a good learning lesson. It's a good learning lesson for you all who haven't been around this whole time listening to me blabber on, right? Because over the last 3 months, I've had a lot waxed poetic, many a day about the old Sundial Stock, Sundial Growers, being a Canadian cannabis company dedicated, well, really trying to transition its business from a wholesale cannabis business to a retail cannabis business. Anyway, the long and short of Sundial Stock is that they were trying essentially to turn around an ailing business, and they were picked up in the great Reddit meme wave of marijuana stocks, which was the second wave, right? The second, I call them like, it's, you know, how you have different waves of like philosophy. It is first wave memeism and second wave memeism. Second wave memeism of the meme stocks of 2021. First wave being your GameStop, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerries of the world. Second wave memeism was your electric vehicles and your marijuana stocks. Those were the ones that shot up in the second week of February. And Sundial was one of the biggest ones. Part of the reason why is because it had a lot of short interest against it. It was trading below $1 and was at risk of being delisted from the NASDAQ stock exchange. Because if you're trading below that threshold for too long, they might say, hey, you actually don't deserve to be here. You are banished to the netherworld of over-the-counter penny stocks. So they were at risk of being delisted, and they had a lot of short interest against it because it was a pretty bad company. It's a bad company with bad fundamentals, right? They're transitioning from a wholesale business, right, in Canada and to a retail business. And retail is way harder than wholesale because your margins are even smaller and you have to operate with consumers, right? You can't just like sell massively to everybody else. So they're business is transitioning their business model. They had a history of essentially doing stock splits and issuing new stock to dilute their investors' returns. And that's what happened several times with Sundial. And Sundial, you know, they essentially did these several times and drove their stock price to the ground. And third, you know, they're a very unprofitable Canadian company, and people were investing in marijuana, right? People were investing in marijuana stocks because they're like, okay, Joe Biden says he might legalize marijuana, or we at least think the administration will at some point during the term, right? So marijuana stocks should be doing well over the long term, right? So that's the problem is it was an unprofitable Canadian company. So what the hell does legalizing marijuana in America going to have to do with an unprofitable Canadian company? So it's kind of disconnected from reality. Anyway, the point being said, none of that mattered. Fundamentals didn't matter. It was a meme stock. It was a meme stock, and that's what you guys have to understand. So Sundial rallied massively, hit $2, maybe even $3 one day, and then fell way back down. Was at like $1.50 for a while, and then trending downwards. Then what happened? They announced a few weeks ago, and I haven't heard about Sundial ever since. They announced a few weeks ago that Sundial would be doing another stock issuance in order to take advantage of their elevated stock price. And that like blows out your investors, man. Like that's the thing. We talk about supply and demand and how that's important and why Dogecoin, there's some danger there because there's as inflation, as there are more supply of Dogecoin, individually each unit value might go down, right? So we're talking about issuing more stock. As you issue more stock, what happens? There is more supply of the stock. So if there's the same amount of demand for the stock, when there is more supply, what? Prices are going to go down, right? That's what happens with supply and demand. And I know it seems so basic that I keep saying, what happens with the supply and demand? What happens with the supply and demand? What happens with the supply and demand? But it is so, it's so basic, but it's so fundamental to how a lot of these price actions work that I don't think it's a sin to keep repeating the importance of that. So anyway, they got wrecked, right? And it's been really low ever since. And now at 85 cents, Papa Joe. Oh my gosh. 85 cents now? Poor Sundial, my friends who are in Sundial. Yeah, like, look, because of that, Sundial has fallen through the floor again. And guess what? We're back where we started with Sundial below $1. After all the short squeeze rise, after all this stuff, that's the danger here too. Okay, here. This is why this is a learning lesson. And Juan El Chingon was the original asker of this question. What do I think about Sundial? This is why I bring this up as a lesson. It's because we have GameStop that was resurrected by the dead because it was the top of the line meme, right? Top of the line meme stock that did really well. And people like rallied, it hit to what, 400, 500, and then fell, and then it was at like 40 for a while. Then it went back up to 200, to like 250, and then fell to like 200. Now it's at like 150. But like GameStop bros are all in for GameStop, and they're gonna hold the line. Da dun dun dun. Right, love isn't always on time. Right, so they're holding the line, and the same thing's happening for old Doge. Right, Doge held the line at 5 cents, at 6 cents, and now they're running again. They're actually mooning it, and good for them. Right, those don't last forever. Right, it's going to come back down to earth. But because so many people believe it in it emotionally meme worthy, I don't think it's ever gonna, honestly, personally, I don't think it's gonna fall to 5 cents again. Like 10 cents is probably the new floor because people are gonna see it having gone to 40 cents and they're gonna be like, yo, 10 cents is a steal if it ever falls that far. So I don't actually think it's gonna fall below 10 cents. Genuinely, personally, I think it's pretty risk-free to get in at like 10 cents. And that's something that I actually, at that point, I would consider getting in because I would think it would be a pretty good deal. Anyway, point being said, Sundial, as opposed to Dogecoin, as opposed to GameStop, Sundial also a meme stock, but where's the cavalry? I'm holding out for a hero, right? Holding out for a hero till the end of the night, and the knights didn't come, right? There's no giant, gingerbread man with Shrek riding on top of it to go save the princess. To save Sundial here. Sundial is gonna wilt away in the castle, is going to die. Or at least right now, at this current state, is dying, right? Poor Sundial. Because it was a meme stock without the amount of community support behind it. Without the community support behind it. So to have meme stocks, and people are spoiled by GameStop and Dogecoin, to have such strong communities behind those things is very, very, very rare. It's very, very rare and doesn't happen to every stock, right? Even Lucid. People loved Lucid Motors. And what happened to Lucid? Even with Lucid hitting $60 and then falling down to like $20, people still haven't resurrected the thing. Despite how many people every single day, all of February, every single day I was talking about Lucid Motors in this chat, right? As well as Afia, Tilray, and CGC all. And who's talking about Afia, Tilray, and CGC? Who's talking about Lucid Motors anymore? No one's talking about it to me because they lost that community energy. Once people realize the green, it doesn't go green forever. It doesn't go up forever. And then the bandwagoners drop off. And guess what? A lot of people were all bandwagoners, right? A lot of people were all bandwagoners. There were no GameStop and Dogecoin true believers in them, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. So that's a big lesson about Sundial. Sundial has done nothing to change their position except that they raised a lot of money and they made a lot of money and they made their founders very rich. So all the investors in Sundial did was unfortunately make the owners of the company, who were kind of shady players, they made them a lot of money. And that's unfortunate, but that happens. That happens. And that's an important lesson and an important thing to take away. A true Doge believer, all about it, as says 2005. So that's the long and short of the old Sundial saga, right? So hopefully that makes some sense there for you. Marvin Aki, what do I think about AMC? Marvin, I'm not sure what AMC's current price is right this second, right? But AMC is not something that I believe in for the long run. And I think I have a video on my channel up about it where I discuss this at length for about 30 minutes. The short answer to AMC is that they were an unprofitable company before Corona. Can you articulate to me how they're going to be a more profitable company after Corona, right? If you, let's say, at 100%, and this is the easy way to think about it, at 100% capacity, with everyone going to blockbuster movies like we had Infinity War and stuff like that in 2019, right? 2019? It was Infinity War? Or was it Infinity War? Yeah, it has to be 2019. Was it 2018? I don't remember. Anyway, he had all these blockbuster movies coming out, and it's still, AMC, still an unprofitable company, the biggest theater chain, and they control all the distribution for the newest movies. You have to go to the movie theater to see them. At 100% capacity, unprofitable company. 2020 hits, obviously, no one can go in. Obviously, they're going to lose money. Okay, everybody knows that. But now let's think about 2021, right? 2021, how much of their original capacity can they reach? Okay, so I think it's not unreasonable to say there's 10% of people that from 100%, that 100% capacity originally, there's 10% of people who probably will never go to a movie theater again because they're like, this thing is overrated. I don't really care about going to the movies, right? They have been watching movies at home on Netflix, on Hulu, on whatever for so long, they don't feel the need to go to the movies anymore. I think that's very reasonable, 10% of people. And then let's say another 5% of people, 10% of people don't go back to the movie theaters because the same draw that was there before, right? The same draw, which was if you want to watch, the latest Disney movie, you have to go to the theaters. But guess what? Now the latest Disney movie, Mulan, Raya and the Last Dragon, come directly to stream. They come directly to you, right? And you just have to pay Disney Plus $30. So no longer does AMC have that distribution advantage, right? Where they control all the movies have to come through movie theaters first before they get pushed to online. No, Disney says, I own the movie. I'm going to make the money off of it. And what is AMC going to do? They can't say anything about it because they no longer have that control, right? They no longer have that firm grip on all of the movie distribution. So that's another few percentage points of people who are probably not going to go back to the movie theaters for that reason. And then if you're stuck at 80% capacity of where you were 2 years ago in 2019, and 2019 you were already an unprofitable company, you tell me how they make money. Unless they're charging $50 for a bag of popcorn, which is the only way they're going to be making money, I don't know what they're going to do. Their only hope is to pivot somehow to transition their physical real estate assets to partner with some sort of online distribution company. And that is how they can survive, right? But I don't see how that actually comes into play, right? Not a big theater buff anyways. You don't know what the hype was except for $20 popcorn Willie has. Yeah, and Papa Joe says, don't forget about HBO. Yeah, HBO cutting into them too, right? Netflix having plenty of movies you can just watch directly on Netflix. And Netflix itself, right? Talk about owning distribution rights. A lot of Netflix originals never go to the movie theater. right? Now, that being said, like, is that not the perfect partnership with Netflix or Amazon or whoever to partner and show those Netflix or Amazon originals on the big screen, right? And maybe they can have some sort of revenue recurring source because I'm not saying that people aren't going back to the movies, right? I'm not saying people aren't going to go back to the movies. I would be down to go to a movie theater again, right? It's not like I'm never going to go to a movie theater again, but what we're not evaluating this on would I go to the movies? Are people going to the movies? We're evaluating this. We have to think about it on the level of investors as is this business going to be profitable? Is this business going to be profitable? And I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it for AMC, unfortunately, right? Um, you believe it'd be good in the long term? I hope so, Marvin Aki. I mean, like, look, I said I hope every stock goes on in the long term, but I just don't know. I don't know how they pivot their business model because the business model as it currently exists does not work. It did not work 2 years ago. And now, Corona that has shifted so many people to online and they've lost distribution channel rights. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? So that's Marvin, I'm sorry. No cry emoji. Don't be sad. But like if you can figure out, right, their business model and you can articulate to me and come up with me, say, hey, Andy, this is what they're going to do. This is how they're going to solve their cash flow issues. Then I'm happy to change my mind. I just haven't seen a good coherent argument yet, right? Let my friend, thank you for the fire, I appreciate it. Yeah, Marvin, sorry, boss. But that's what I hope we can bring out here because I learn a lot from you guys, really. I don't know everything about it, about everything, and I don't claim to, right? And I will say often, yeah, I don't know what that is. So I appreciate you guys oftentimes, bringing me suggestions, bringing me some information here, and I would love to see a bull case for AMC. I just have not read a single good ones, right? I need you to go to the movies. I'll go to the movies every single day for you, Marvin Adkey. Okay, and then we'll save the AMC stock. Is it time to cut Afria? And thoughts about Tattoo Chef. So on Afria, I don't know what Afria is right now, y'all. But I know if it is following the trend, let me, my friend, thank you. If it is following the trend that it has been on, it's going to keep falling, right? It has been falling pretty hard. Who knows, right? I think that Afria, if you want to buy into Afria and Tilray, Afria is still the buy, right? Afria is still the better buy than buying Tilray. If you want to buy one of the two, buy Afria. But man, I would need to look more into it because I haven't honestly looked into it very much because people stopped asking me about it for the last month because the meme energy is gone. So I don't know actually what a good exit entry position is for Afria. That being said, Afria is going to be a much more well-capitalized company than a Sundial would. So more likely than not, they are going to succeed in the long term. So if you're in it, probably not the worst, but I would need to do more definitive look at all the numbers, look at the projections, all that kind of stuff to really know, right? To really know. What's thoughts on Tattoo Chef, Papa Joe? I like the company. I don't know enough about the stock, right? I think a lot of people have been pumping Tattoo Chef as a pretty good one. Look, they do the vegan and veggie and healthy stuff, entree, frozen stuff. Yeah, I'm all about it. I just bought some stuff from Tattoo Chef at Costco. Not sure about their future production model. And this comes from me not knowing enough about the business, but it's they're just bird's eye vegetables to me with cooler marketing and Green Giant. It's is that, and everyone can call themselves a forward-thinking tech, millennial whatever company. But it's at the end of the day, you're just a frozen vegetable company or a frozen food company or prepackaged meal company, right? I'm not sure. I do like their product, but I don't know about their business. They're coming out with commercials, right? Cutie cute, happy 420 day tomorrow. Absolutely. How my deals turn on my houses where I'm trying to buy Marvin at Key. We bought one. We bought a duplex, and I'm closing on my quadplex next month. We are through all the contingencies on that, so we're set to close. So hopefully everything's going to go well. I have a lot of repairs to do on that one, so you guys are going to see. I'll show you guys. If you guys don't live, in the South where we have crawl spaces, and you guys maybe live up north where a lot of homes are built on basements or slabs, I'll show you guys what a sump pump is, right? I'll show you guys what a sump pump is. How much did the greedy billionaires lose? Kevin 611. I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin 611, but hopefully it was a lot. I know Melvin Capital back in the day, they lost a lot of money. I remember reading a report about what the hedge funds did in quarter 1. Overall, they did pretty well, except for Melvin. They lost 50% of their value. So that's like a few $1 billion. Anyway, you should do a bachata dance. Marvin Adkey, how do you know I do bachata, man? Like, are you stalking me? Like, I did Latin dance, for those of you guys don't know, in college. And we have some videos. Like, I could share with you guys some videos. The problem, okay, here's the problem with TikTok. Is that I can't just, it's not like Instagram or Twitter where I can just like post something and for you guys to see, because like then the whole world has to see, and it's like if I want to share something with y'all, like it's kind of awkward, right? And you're not always going to be fed the content, so it's something that I've been trying to figure out how to work out. But anyway, yeah, we back in the day, back in my day, I used to dance some decent bachata. I'm better at salsa, but it's okay, right? um I would love to do that. Anything on crypto? High Flyby 747. We'd spent a lot of time talking about crypto today. High Flyby 747. But generally, short summary: Dogecoin tomorrow going to be big day. Right? Watch it very carefully. If it breaks past 42 cents and sustains it, it probably will shoot much higher. If it hits a wall at 42 cents, it's probably going to collapse. And that's where I would look at the most likely scenarios for Dogecoin tomorrow. And as far as the rest of cryptocurrency is concerned, start looking for entry points, because these things are on sale massively off their keep, right? Let me, my friend, thank you, my friend, right? He told us the other day. I did tell you the other day, Marvin Aki. It's been a minute. Slow trolling. Thank you for the presents, my friend. But my friend 747 here, who asked that question, High Flyby. I will record this video and upload it to my YouTube channel at Gen Z Rebuilds on YouTube. So I have a really full in-depth breakout of like everything that's going on, right? So like I will upload that to my YouTube channel. Anyway, that's what we got going on there. Thanks again, Upriver Studios. You're welcome, my friend. Probably a good time for me to head off. Right? Any new cryptos you know less than a cent? I don't know any cryptos less than a cent. I mean, I know the BitTorrent crypto is less than a cent, but I don't know enough about that cryptocurrency to say that much. We'll check that out. Yeah, great. I'm gonna try to upload this video and put it on my YouTube channel. I have a backload of videos to actually upload and edit, but we need to do that, right? Almost at 42 cents right now. Daniel Varmaz. We'll see. Come on, we'll see tomorrow, guys. So like, stay glued to your phones, because I think something's gonna happen crazy with Dogecoin on the old Dogecoin, right? The old Dogecoin. What stock are you looking at for potential gains? My friend, I actually am looking strongly into Matterport right now. Don't go by that just because I said one sentence. Don't go by me, Warda. Thank you for the flowers. I want to have like a breakdown of that, of why I'm looking into that, and I will on my next live probably. But please do not make a decision because I said that one word, right? But I am looking into that. It's almost at like, trading below or at like it was way before. Like it was at 20 something and now it's at 12. Like, and that's actually a company that I believe in because I see the use case and I use it. We use it in our commercial real estate stuff. Anyway, point being said, that's something I'm looking at. But for all of you all, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you guys, all the support, all the love, all the donations here today. Thank you guys. It means a lot of time. It means a lot to me that not only you would spend your time, but also, like some of your hard-earned money on me. So that makes me, I'm glad that I can help you out. And, the last couple of weeks when I was sick and feeling miserable and really sad, I was so upset that I could not get back onto you guys. But, it made me kind of so upset that like today I almost didn't come back on. I almost was like, they're going to hate me. And, is it even worth it? And then, what if nobody comes? And then I'd be really sad. So I almost didn't even do it today because I'm like, they're going to hate me for not showing up the last 2 weeks. So I appreciate the love and support today. It really energizes me to be able to chat with you guys and and speak to you guys. You hear you talk for ages. Glad you came back. Oh, thank you guys. Cutie cute. Thank you. Glad to see you back. So thank you guys. It means a lot to me. And we'll show you guys the right. We'll get you some Latin dance videos soon, right? My graduation, my graduation coming up in May, right? For Vanderbilt, they're having the ceremony for it first week of May. So my team's gonna come back. My Latin dance team's gonna come back. Maybe let's get some footage. I'll post it on Instagram or something like that. I don't know. You guys can see my moves. See if I can hold up. Put my money where my mouth is, right? Anyway, appreciate you guys. Tenchi, A+ content. Thank you. Upriver Studios, cool. Congrats. Thank you guys. Jason Rod, appreciate you. Jason Rod, wondering where I've been, bro. Yeah, I was sick the past couple weeks, so I appreciate you guys. Let's talk money supply increasing in North America. Hexavi, I would love to. We'll talk about that next time. I'm just about to log off, so if you guys didn't catch it, if you're just jumping in right now, I have recorded this video. It's going to go to my YouTube channel at Gen Z Rebuilds on YouTube. So until then, let's focus. Let's see if we can come back Wednesday night, guys. I'll be here again. Right, my schedule was Monday and Wednesday. Now I'm no longer doing Tuesday, Thursday because that was a lot. But anyway, I will see you all soon. Be safe. Watch out for big Doge Day tomorrow, and I will see you all soon.